Hi guys, my name's Kate and that's a corner of a hot tub in my Las Vegas hotel room, so that must mean you are in Kate's corner. Before anyone says anything, no, I am not naked, I am wearing a swimsuit. I don't know what has been in this hot tub and frankly I don't want to think about it. Welcome to Kate vs. America, Volume 1. In case you don't actually know me and you're just watching this for the hell of it, I'm in Vegas! I'm by myself, but I'm having a great time. So, let me tell you all the exciting things that I have done thus far. To start with, the flight over was pretty much terrible, but luckily for me, I was sitting next to people who were not irritating and who also were not huge or fat or smelly. So that was a plus. I was on the window. They were very nice when I wanted to get out and go pee or walk or something. Didn't sleep at all on the flight, so by the time I got here, I was completely delirious. First thing I did when I landed was get myself a cocktail. I had forgotten how strong American cocktails were. That was a little bit of a kick, considering I hadn't eaten yet. I flew from LA to Vegas and I was sitting, I shit you not, I was sitting next to a dude that did not have a nose. I'm talking like full on Voldemort. He had no nose. He had no nose. It freaked me out. I couldn't stop staring at it. I had to just... Why doesn't he have a nose? So then I landed in Vegas, got into the suite, as you may be able to tell from this small area here. It's pretty amazing. I've got a giant ass bed all to myself. I've got a lounge room, kitchen, dining room, full bathroom, and a hot tub next to my bed. As Kat said, I can create sin, roll into a hot tub to wash off sin, and then go to bed. Then we had our first episode of Kate vs. Food. I went and got dinner at the KGB in the Hara Casino. They're renowned for having really great burgers. Being my first meal in America, I had to get burger and fries and a shake. The shake came out, it was like legit yo-go. Couldn't even get it up the straw. I had to eat it with a spoon. I couldn't do it, but you know what? No regrets. There's no such thing as calories in Vegas. In that battle of Kate vs. Food, Kate won, and then I walked all the way up and down the strip. I was trying to not go to bed until it was nighttime, passed the fuck out, walked the strip the next day. I decided to go into as many casinos as possible, so I went into the Aria and had a look at all the kites that they've got. Decided to do the Walk of Death to the Welcome to Las Vegas sign. On the map, it doesn't look like it's that far. When you start walking it, it's bonkers. Probably walked for about an hour to try and get from my hotel to the Welcome to Vegas sign. Keep in mind this is in about 47-degree heat. I almost died. Had to stop into Macca's on the way because I just needed something to drink. Got a small Coke, which is enormous. Their cheeseburgers have 2 patties. Why? I don't want that. I started eating it, then realized I'm not hungry. I just came in here for a Coke. Continued on my walk of death. Found the Welcome to Las Vegas sign. Did the Walk of Death all the way back. Went into the Four Seasons, went into the Mirage, went into the Luxor, went into the Excalibur, went into New York, did the New York roller coaster, which was super fun, horribly blinding at the same time. I was all by my lonesome. As suspected, the guys did the whole, any singles want to sit with this girl here, any singles? No singles wanted to sit with me. Then we had Kate vs. Food number 2 at the Diablo. I didn't think it was going to be a Kate vs. Food because I just ordered chips and salsa, but when it came out, it was a bucket of chips and a bowl of salsa. In that battle of Kate vs. Food, I lost. I beat my margarita, had a mango margarita, it was frozen, it was delicious. Kerry, I know what you're going to say. I don't care. Then I went into the Bellagio and I saw the chocolate fountains. I saw that little paradise garden thingo that they have. I went into the Paris. I went into Caesar's Palace. Didn't realize how late it was. It had gotten to about 9 o'clock. I'd missed dinner. I missed eating. So went to the only place that was open, which was the Hard Rock for Kate vs. Food number 3. In that battle of Kate vs. Food, I had the nachos. Kate won. Yeah. No regrets. Yesterday, I went on my Area 51 tour. I know a lot of people are really keen to hear about, so here goes. To start the Area 51 tour, I got picked up at a bullshit early hour in the morning. We went to the airport where there are suspicious aircraft with no markings that fly out of there every morning and every night they come back in. Tour guide reckons is that they take the staff members for Area 51. It's actually an international requirement that all aircraft have markings so that they can be identified. These ones do not. They have no markings whatsoever. They wouldn't be able to fly outside of the state because they'd probably get shot down. So they must be a state only, which means maybe they take the staff members to Area 51. Who knows? Then after the airport, we had a pit stop. We drove about an hour, had a pit stop so we could get food and drinks and stuff like that. I noticed that they had food lip balms, so you can get like bacon lip balm, Chupa Chup lip balm, Twizzler lip balm, Big Mac lip balm, beer lip balm. If I'm going to have any of that stuff, I want to actually be eating it, not putting it on a lip balm. Gross. I can make my own beer lip balm. Look at this. Beer lip balm. Then we drove off to see the dry lake, which was really cool. It was very bizarre. Like the whole top of the plane was covered with like a powder, like dust, but it was white. So you're just looking out on this vast whiteness, like looking at me if I was really fat. It was really cool to see that. Really, really cool. Then we went to the Joshua Tree Forest. Then we drove to the extraterrestrial highway. We drove down the extraterrestrial highway to a town called Rachel. The town is probably about as big as my street. We went to the Little Ailey Inn, which is, for those who have seen the movie Paul, that is where they stop on their journey and have the alien burgers. Only thing is, in Paul, they didn't actually film it at the Ailey Inn because it's too small. So they took photos of everything and then they made one in New Mexico, probably Roswell, and filmed it all there so that it was big enough to fit the camera crew and everything like that. If you've seen that movie, that's what it looks like on the inside. It's pretty much exactly the same except not to scale. Didn't go with the alien burger because it was just a cheeseburger. I wanted a sandwich. I'm trying to stay away from just eating burgers because I don't want to get huge. So I had a turkey sandwich and fries and devoured the whole thing. It was awesome. It was delicious. I really like, they kind of like toast the bread when you ask for a sandwich here. So it's always really yummy and crunchy and delicious. Then I spent a good hour looking at all of the merchandise in the Little Ailey Inn. They had pictures of all of the UFO sightings and they had signed memorabilia from all the movies that have been there, and they have from Independence Day the truck that's carrying the flying saucer. They were given that, so that's sitting out the front of it. It's a good way to figure out where you are. You're driving along the road, you see a truck carrying a flying saucer, you're in the town of Rachel. And then it was windy as fuck. Then I got stuck in a dust blizzard, so my legs are a bit scratched up from the gravel that was flying through the air. But aside from that, I managed to, as soon as I felt the stinging on my legs, I ran for cover. Then we went to see the black mailbox, which is not actually black anymore because someone stole the black mailbox, which is actually the dude, Steve Madden, I think. It was actually his mailbox. And people kept trying to steal it, so then they've built one with like reinforced steel. It's held down with concrete that's I think he said like 10 feet into the ground. Someone has already tried stealing that one, but they're not able to do it. Then we drove into Area 51 as close as we could possibly get. It was really funny. There's like cameras and stuff all along the mountaintop. So when you're driving along, you can see these little things pop up on the mountaintops and start watching you. The driver did mention that they could hear everything that we're saying from a certain point. So that was interesting. I felt like I had to watch my tongue. Once we got to a certain point, this truck appeared on the horizon. And the closer we got, it was funny because every time we'd, round a corner, the truck would just kind of turn and it was always facing us. It was really creepy. We used binoculars to look in and there were these two dudes in suits with sunglasses on, and it was really like the windshield must have some kind of special tinting on it because it made everything really blurry. So even with these high precision binoculars, you could see everything clear as day, except when you try to look into the car, it was blurred. So I don't know if that's some kind of secret thing that they have, but it was interesting. I got some photos with the warning signs, and then as we were driving away, the truck again would, back it around, make sure we went out. There's a big sign saying that any trespassers will be prosecuted. The guy that was taking the tour said one time a Canadian woman had decided she was going to try walking in, and as soon as she did, a helicopter flew over and she was arrested and taken to jail for 3 days and then deported because she was not an American citizen. And then we drove back into town, but before town there was like an alien souvenir shop with a whole bunch of stuff from Star Wars and Star Trek and, X-Files and all that sort of stuff. So that was really cool having a look at all of that. I made a friend. It was a cat. Pussy magnet right here. And that was my Area 51 tour. It was lots of fun. I got lots of photos. I'll be putting them up once I get into New York. Then after that, we had Kate versus Food again at Wolfgang Puck in the Battle of Kate versus Food. Kate won. I had some delicious bread, and then I got some onion bread, and then I got a ravioli that was like chicken and squash and stuff. It was yummy. And then I went to the Elvis Cirque du Soleil show, which was flippin' fantastic. They had this part where you could hear Elvis talking, and he said, every time I read a comic book, I was the superhero. Every time I saw a movie, I was the superhero. So my dream came true 1,000,000 times over, and I want everyone to have that. And then it went into this section where all these guys were dressed up as superheroes, like the Flash and Spider-Man and stuff, and they all like flew down onto the stage, and they had this big skate ramp, but it kind of went like, it curved that way, and then it had 2 bits on the side and then flat, and then there was another section up on top of it, and all these guys dressed up as superheroes, and they're all standing there doing like poses and stuff, and then they just jumped off, and I was like, oh my god, they can't possibly land from that high. There were trampolines, and they were like, these guys were pro trampoliners. Like, I can't even put into words how impressed I was. My jaw was on the floor the whole time. So if you come to Vegas, please see the Elvis Cirque du Soleil show. Then this morning I woke up all ready to go to Neon Boneyard. I have a massive flu. Awesome. I got up and I got ready to go, and I got it almost there, and then I got lost. So I missed my tour. But luckily for me, they rebooked me in for tomorrow. And I decided, oh look, I'm not that far off from the Little White Chapel, I'll just walk there. Again, big mistake, walk of death. During that 30 minutes, I got told by 4 separate black people, bitch, get a tan. One dude even said, yo mama, it's time to get a tan. You starting to look like one of them southern vampires, yo. They're really encouraging on me getting some colour into my skin. Then we had Kate versus Food, the Denny's edition. In that battle of Kate versus Denny's, Denny's won, mainly because it wasn't great. But for $7, I got 2 buttermilk pancakes, 3 scrambled eggs, 2 slices of bacon, toast, and a bunch of strawberries. So there was no way I was going to finish that. And that was like the smallest thing on the menu that I could possibly get. So I just had half the pancakes, half the eggs, half the bacon, half the toast, all the strawberries. So I didn't leave too much, but it was still kind of embarrassing. And I found the White Chapel, Elvis's White Chapel, where lots of people have gotten married, and someday I will get married there. Someday. So if any guys, end up ever wanting to marry me, you're going to have to come to Vegas and marry me in the Whitechapel. And then I went to the Stratosphere, went up to the top, watched a whole bunch of people jump off it, which was scary. Watched one guy piss himself and then back out. That was awesome. I went into the Venetian. I went on a gondola ride. And then I went into Madame Tussauds. And I went on the, they have like this scary, fright walk kind of thing, which is basically like a haunted house, but it's not on a roller coaster. You just walk through it. And I was by myself, and I'm quite proud to say I didn't really get scared. I jumped one time when someone pushed me from behind. That freaked me out because I couldn't see it coming. But anytime people would like burst out going, "Wah!" I was just looking at it. And I said to one person, I was like, Jesus Christ. And she just stopped and looked me dead in the eye and just went, Jesus is not in here. So that's been my week so far. Tonight I'm going to go see a show on Fremont Street. And then tomorrow I'm going to go to my Neon Museum. Nothing is going to stop me. I'm probably going to get a taxi there just so I don't get lost again. And then I'm going to come back here and pack. Yeah, I'll have to pack, clean up, do my washing and stuff. And then Saturday morning, bright and early, 6 a.m., I fly to New York, and the next episode of Kate vs. America will be broadcast from there. So, sorry about the delay on this. I keep forgetting that it's different days, and I'm late here, so it must be so late there. Very sorry, but deal with it. I'm in Vegas. Fuck you. I don't have to do what you want. I'm drinking a beer in a hot tub, looking out at the strip. I can do whatever I want. I can be late on Kate's Corner if I like, and I will. So that sums up Kate's Corner for this week, Vegas edition. Next week I'll be in New York and it'll be Independence Day. So exciting! This is Kate's Corner, Vegas edition, Kate vs. America, episode 1, signing out.